already in your third year, familiar na kayo dun sa ibang terms. Or maybe baka sabihin nyo, common sense na lang talaga, no, yung ibang mga terms dito. Ayan, so sa learning objectives, these are the things that you should learn at the end of this lesson. So we have 4 learning objectives. First is to understand the comprehensive meaning of capital market, tungkol saan yung capital market. Second is identify the different major sectors of the financial market. No? Ano yung mga institutions or middleman, no, na tinatawag para sa financial market. And then third is differentiate the importance of different types of capital markets. And fourth is understand the importance of financial market in economy. So yun po yung magiging flow of discussion natin tonight. Or these are the things that you should learn at the end of this discussion. Ayan. So, nakakarap pala siya. Hindi ko na share. Ayan. So, for the definition of capital markets, this presentation of mine dito sa subject na to, or rather dito sa module na to, meron akong ginamit na books and also online references to give you the exact na definition ng capital markets. No, why is it connected still in security analysis? Because in security analysis, we are dealing with the investments that individuals could do, investments that businesses could do, or even yung mga tao na somehow meron lang silang idea or gusto nila magkaroon ng idea, ano nga ba, saan nga ba pwede mag-invest, ano nga ba yung iba't ibang paraan, paano pa kami magkakaroon ng kita kahit na hindi naman kami masyadong nag-make ng effort or nag-exert ng effort. In this case, pwedeng maging reason, no, ng pagkakaroon ng kita, ng pera ng isang tao ay kung siya ay may engage sa capital markets. No, kaya natin siya i-discuss. Ayan, so sa definition ng capital markets, this refers to the financial market where individuals, businesses, and government can buy and sell various financial instruments such as stocks, bonds, currencies, and commodities. The primary purpose of capital market is to facilitate the flow of capital between individuals and institutions that have excess funds and those that funds to finance various projects or activities. No, unlike with the other kinds of market, sa capital market, solely ang binibenta po natin ay ari-arian ng negosyo na po pwede pong gamitin ng mga individual, maaaring gamitin ng iba pang klase ng negosyo o kahit na po yung gobyerno na magkaroon sila ng selling and buying ng kanilang mga assets. No, ayun po yung capital markets. And the reason why capital market exists in the first place is as a country, no, we wanted to have an efficient and effective utilization of money. No, kung naalala nyo dun sa mga previous discussion natin, 'di ba? Nabanggit natin doon na sa financial investment, isa sa reason kung bakit nga ba kailangan kung bakit mas magandang ma-engage sa financial investment because those people who have extra money could help those businesses who needs to sustain their operations, to sustain their capital, no? Kasi nangangailangan sila ng additional fundings. So, yung utilization of money ay nagiging maayos, yung paggamit ng pera ay nagiging maayos dahil nagkakaroon tayo ng mga pagkakataon na kung saan ay inaalaw natin, no, na ang institution, ang individual ay magbenta o bumili ng kanilang assets, which is called stocks, bonds, currencies, and commodities. No, tandaan nyo lang mga anak, when we talk about capital markets, ang binibili po natin dito or binibenta po natin dito ay stocks or shares, pagmamay-ari po sa isang negosyo. No, pwedeng kung ilalagay natin sa konsepto ng government, hindi naman natin technically binibili yung gobyerno. No, hindi po natin binibili yung ahensya. Bagkus bumibili tayo ng kasunduan, bumibili tayo ng kapapilan, no, sa government or government agency na magpapatunay na tayo po ay nag-contribute para sa pag-sustain ng panggastos ng government. Meron tayong nakukuhang mga contracts, may nakukuha tayong treasury bonds, may nakukuha tayong agreements na principal may binabayaran tayo. For example, 100,000 yung bayad dun sa isang agreement. Yet, yung principal rate na yon after a year, sinasabi na tutubo siya ng 10% without you doing anything. No, ganun naman natin pwedeng tulungan yung government. Kung sa perspective naman ng business, well, alam nyo na yan, kapag bumibili tayo ng shares, tayo po ay bumibili ng portion of ownership sa business. Tama po ba pag bumibili tayo ng share? Diba sinasabi ng mga tao na or like for example, yung mga big businesses, no, they are selling shares na ang halaga ay 1,000 pesos per one share. No, tapos bumili ka ng 30 shares. No, so technically you will pay for 30,000 yet you have ownership of 30 shares dun sa specific na company na yon. And it depends upon the company kung ano yung agreement, paano siya tutubo, paano siya lalaki, paano mo makukuha yung dividends mo, paano mo ma-withdraw. No, it depends upon the company. No, pero ayun, when we talk about capital markets, we are buying and selling shares or stocks on the benefit of individuals, businesses, and government. No, nagigets po, everyone? Yun po siya. Ayan. Thank you sa mga nag-confirm. Ayan. So, there is a huge importance why capital market exists in the first place. No, sabi dito, in capital markets, capital is a wealth in the form of money or assets taken as a sign of financial strength of an individual, organization, or nation, and assumed to be available for development or investment. Came from Business Dictionary. In a comprehensive sense, it can be defined as accumulated wealth that is available to create further wealth. It is a wealth that is engaged in a reproductive process. Now, so, just like what I've said earlier, the utilization of money is there. The utilization of money is good when we are dealing with capital market because yun nga, yung reason kung bakit tayo bumibili at nagbebenta ng shares is para umikot ng maayos yung pera. Pang-expand sa business, on the benefit of government, kung bibili naman tayo sa kanila, magagamit nila yung mga ini-invest na pera ng individuals para sa expenditures. Para nakawin, hindi naman siguro, pero dapat ay gamitin as panggastos no, ng government sa mga kinakailangan gastusan ng ahensya. No, yun yung mga reason. So, kung iisipin natin, we as individuals, if we do have enough money, no, and we wanted to invest it, and we wanted to, dodge with or be in touch sa capital market, kapag bumili tayo ng shares, bumili tayo ng stocks, yung pera na i-invest natin, iikot pa siya para mas mapalago yung pera ng negosyo, at sa gayon, mapalago din yung pera na in-invest natin. No, kaya sinabi dyan na accumulated wealth that is available to create further wealth. Yaman mo na yun na idadagdag mo yaman pa sa isa pang ahensya na magiging rason ng ahensya o ng business na yun para mag-grow, para mag-expand, and then they will create more wealth because of the additional fundings that you as individual could give, no, dahil nag-i-invest ka. No, so, technically, isa sa reason kung bakit umaayos no, ang ekonomiya ng isang bansa kasi okay ang usage ng pera. And we have different kinds of market. We have different kinds of investments, no? Na bilang individual, kung may sobra tayong pera, ang dami nating options. We just have to choose the best one, and I could say that capital or engaging into capital market is one of the best. No, kasi you are creating more wealth aside from you having that specific wealth na bago mo i-invest. No, so, yun yung importance niya. May question po so far? Everyone? I hope none. Hindi ko alam, baka inaantok na kayo. Pero ayun. Ayan. So, to better understand what are those agencies, what are those things na pwedeng maging reason, pwedeng maging reason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng maayos na flow sa isang capital market. We have the major financial sector. No, they could be considered as the middleman. They could be considered as the intermediary. Alam niyo na siguro yung term na intermediary yan. Nakapagitna sa pagitan ng isang negosyo at tao. So, parang ganun siya. Sa major financial sector, we can consider banking, securities and futures, and insurance. When we talk about banking, alam naman na natin yung role ng banks, di ba? May saver at may borrower. No, 'di ba yung idea ng bangko nakapagitna siya kay saver at kay borrower. Sila yung nakapagitna. And the things that could be done no kapag ginagamit yung banking is the deposits, loans, insurance, investment, etc. No, bakit po siya nasama sa capital market? Well, alam nyo naman na siguro yun na kung meron tayong dinedeposito, may sinesave tayo sa bangko, meron pong kinikita yon. Hindi man ganun kalaki, no, kasi sa totoo lang, napakaliit lang ng porsyento ng tinutubo no, ng pera natin sa bangko. But still, mandun yung idea na tayo ay kumikita at tumutubo yung ating pera kapag nakasave sa bangko. However, the money that we also invest or the money that we also save in banks can be used no, by those members, by those individuals who also have account dun sa specific bank na yun na mag-loan sila, pwede silang yun, mag-loan. Usually naman ganun financial loan or housing loan or car loans. No, so, yun naman yung ina-offer ng mga bangko. Yung mga pera ng mga savers, yun yung ginagamit ng bangko para ipautang dun sa borrowers. No, sabi dito ni Joy, banks also offer investment and insurance. And yes, no, ganun na siya what you call this, kalawak ngayon. Kasi dati, nung medyo bata-bata pa ako, kala mo tandanan, mga edad 10 taon, ganyan. Parang hindi ko naman naririnig na nag-o-offer ng insurance and investment ang banks. The sole purpose of banks, for me, when I was young, is doon nagpapadala ng pera yung tatay ko, doon nade-deposito yung pera namin, doon namin nakukuha yung pera. Parang iyon lang yung idea ng bangko sa akin. But, when, you know, time comes, may mga changes na nangyayari, yan, akala natin noon mga separate na entities, no, yung nag-o-offer ng insurance, yung nag-o-offer ng ayun, ng investments, yet sa bangko pala pwede na. So, iyon yung number 1, bank, or one of the major financial sector is bank. Second one is securities and futures. So, etong mga terms na to, I don't know if you are already familiar, pero ayun, parang nabanggit ko na yata tong securities and futures, if I'm not mistaken, sa previous discussion natin. Ayan. Actually, yes, cycle siya. Saver, bank as lender, tas someone as ba. Yes, ganun yun ang common na transaction sa bangko. Kung gagawan nyo siya ng general transaction of banks. May saver, may sila as intermediary, tapos may mangungutang. Ayun. So, going back dito sa second major financial sector, which is securities and futures, I hope na meron na kayong idea about these terms. But, the sole essence of securities and futures is to fundraising, trading of different investment products such as stocks, bonds, funds, warrants, options, futures, etc. So, kung di ako nagkakamali dun sa mga nakaraang discussion natin, ang pagkakabanggit ko sa inyo kapag bumibil tayo ng securities, yun po yung klase ng agreement or papel na nakasaad doon na meron tayong assurance kung kailan natin po pwedeng makuha yung ating pera at kung magkano talaga yung tutubuin ng pera na yon. And it was just documented through paper. Sa futures naman, yung parang bumili ka ng isang ari-arian, tapos may patunay na papel, tapos alam mo na para siyang time deposit yung futures, no, na parang hindi mo pwedeng withdrawin within 6 years, hindi mo siya pwedeng withdrawin within 5 years. Tapos kung ano pa man din ang mangyari dun sa amount nung stocks, secured pa rin na in the future, ito yung makukuha mo. Or kung naalala nyo, pwede kang matalo kasi mas lumiit na yung presyo ng stocks, or pwede kang mas manalo kasi baka yung presyo ng stocks ay mas malaki na. So, baka nag-invest ka ng 30,000, yet after 5 years, yung 30,000 mo ay naging 100,000. Or else, kung pangit yung naging dating, baka yung 30,000 mo, maging 10,000 na lang kapag na-withdraw mo na siya in the near future. No, so, yun yung sa fundraising, usually, ang mga gumagamit nitong securities and futures through fundraising ay yung mga NGO and non-political organization and non-government organization. Nung narinig nyo na yung mga term na NGO and NPO, diba yung kware, angat buhay. Yan, diba parang nagkakaroon lang sila ng wealth nagkakaroon ng yaman, panggastos through fundraising. No? And fundraising can also be considered as securities. No? Kasi on behalf of the donors, tama, yung nagbibigay, pwedeng meron silang makuhang kapalit doon. Na hindi naman lagi. Kasi may mga donation na may kapalit talaga pabalik. At may mga donation na voluntarily mo lang binibigay. Usually kasi yun yung alam natin, 'di ba? Na kapag nag-donate ka, voluntary yun. Si donation nga eh. Pero yung iba, may dinodonate in the sake of getting benefit pabalik. Na hindi naman pangit, no? Hindi naman siya yung parang, nag-donate kami sa inyo, dapat maibigay kayong sa amin, project, ganyan. May secure kayong project, ganyan. Hindi naman ganun. And not all the time ay ganun. Pero ang common ways kasi ng understanding natin when it comes to fundraising is through donation or financial donation tapos voluntary lang. But may ibang perspective yung fundraising na if you donate something, you will gain something. Hindi lang basta yung blessing ni Lord yung makukuha mo. Meron ka talaga makukuha pabalik kapag ka good donor ka dun sa specific na NPO or NGO. So I hope na I answered your question, Joy. Ayan. And lastly, dito sa major financial sector is yung insurance. Ako, Diyos ko, sobrang familiar na kayo dyan. No? PruLife, ano pa ba? Sun Life, Coco Life, lahat na ng may life. Sige, pangalanan na natin. No, bakit siya naging capital or bakit siya nabelong sa capital market? No, baka iniisip nyo din. Di ba sabi nyo, ma'am, sa capital market, gusto natin, kaya tayo na-engage sa capital market because we wanted the businesses, we wanted the government to have benefits, no, or we wanted to create more wealth aside from the wealth that we have. No, dito kasi sa insurance, we can consider insurance as wealth. No, kasi not all people afford to get this thing. No, kasi personally, bago ako mag-start magtrabaho, wala naman sa isip ko yan na kumuha ng ganyan ng insurance. I do not see the need as a Filipino who are earning or who is earning enough. Parang sabi ko, kaya ko naman isuffice yung mga hospital bills, kaya ko naman isuffice yung hospitalization, ganyan, kasi okay naman yung sweldo ko. Yet, when this time comes, na talagang ipit na ako, ito personal take ko na, no? Ipit na ako sa gastusin because of my health condition, because of some, health or, well, both physical and mental health na pinagdaanan ko nito mga nagdaang buwan, taon. Ngayon ko nakita yung esensya ng insurance kasi nung hindi pa ako na-engage, alam mo yun, isang punta ko sa ospital, umaaray ako kasi gismil. No, lalo sa mga babae, no, usapang na to. Pag pumunta kayo sa OB, mahina na may dala kang 3,000. Yung 3,000 mo kulang. Kulang na kulang. And, ayun, I don't see the essence before of getting insurance. But now, na nag-turn ako sa ganitong phase na hindi ko ine-expect na at the age of 25, I will be diagnosed with a lot of things. Getting insurance could also be my wealth and could also be my investment. No? Kaya siya na-consider as part, no, ng capital market. Ayan, totoo kasi yan, sabi yung sinabi ni Joy, basahin nyo na lang. That is true. No, kasi well, our country, we do not belong to first world. Hindi rin tayo belong sa second world. Tayo ay belong sa third world. And alam mo, ang ani na nga lang ng mga Pilipino, pamilyang Pilipino, makakain ng 3 beses sa isang araw. So, the mindset that we have when it comes to insurance, it was just an additional expense. No, expense lang siya, but yun, on the near future, even if hindi pa natin nakikita yung essence ng pagkakaroon ngayon, darating at darating yung panahon, no, na magugulat kayo na tama na kumuha ko, tama na nagbayad ako ng premiums, tama na na-engage ako sa insurance kasi ito pala yung benefit. Hindi man tayo personally yung makakuha ng benefit na yun, pwedeng magulang natin, pwedeng kapatid, asawa, sa mga, ayun, sa darating na panahon. No? So, ayun. Pero ako, ngayon, No, bukod dun sa, well, I have millions of medicines to drink, hindi na ganun kasakit para sa akin na pumunta ng pabalik-balik sa ospital because I get my own HMO na hindi under ng BSU na nagbayad ako ng personal na HMO because ayun, yung in-offer kasi ni BSU is hindi ganun kalaki yung coverage, no? Pero hindi siya pangit. Sinabi ko, kasi may masyadong complex yung mga health issues ko, kaya ang kinuha ko na medyo may kamahalan sa ibang HMO, pero, ayun, nagagamit ko siya talaga. So, ayun, balikan ko lang dun sa discussion, insurance can also be considered as capital market because we can consider insurance as additional wealth, diba? Sabi nga natin kanina, capital markets, we create wealth. We add wealth aside from having wealth itself. No, so, yun, itong tatlong major financial sectors na to, they have different roles, they have different, what do you call this, purposes, no? Iba-iba yung silbi niya, iba-iba yung gamit sa kanya. But then again, the common denominator between these three is we can consider them as our investment and we can consider them as ways, no, on how will we create further wealth. Yun naman yung reason kung bakit din sila na consider as major financial sector. Ayan, so ayan, additional concepts lang. The financial sector is a section of the economy made up of firms and institutions that provide financial services to commercial and retail customers. These sectors comprises a broad range of industry including banks, investment companies, insurance companies, and real estate firms. The health of the economy depends on large part to the strength of its financial sector. The stronger it is, the healthier the economy. The weak financial sector typically means the economy is weakening. So, ayun, na-relate lang natin yung subject na economics dito sa nabanggit na mga terms, but that is also true. No, financial sectors could also be the ways, no, on how will the economy of a certain country will be determined by other country. No, kaya naman natin nasabi na ang ganda ng ekonomiya ng Japan kasi nakikita natin na yung galaw ng pera sa kanila ay maayos. Kaya din naman natin nasabi na ay ang ganda naman ng buhay sa Canada kasi nakita natin na yung financial what do you call this, yung health, no, ng financial investment sa kanila, yung financial sector sa kanila, ang ganda ng flow ng utilization of money. Comparing sa atin, na tayo nga nagugulat, ang dami palang pera ng Pilipinas, hindi naman natin nadarama. No? Kaya rin nasabi na malala ang corruption, kaya rin nasabi na weak ang economy ng bansa because the financial sectors that we have in our country, I may not consider it weak. No? Hindi ko sinasabing mahina ang financial sector kasi okay ang banking systems natin. Hindi, may mga pagkakataon sigurong nagloloko, nagtotoyo ang system, but still, yung utilization ng banking system ngayon, comparing sa 10 years ago, mas maganda na ngayon. So, bakit natin nasasabi na weak pa rin? Because, still, the cash on hand, yung perang literal, ay parte ng financial sector. And yun kasi nakikita natin bilang tao na nasasayang, nawawalda sa mali, nagagamit sa mali, o nakukuha talaga ng mga taong hindi naman dapat dapat kumuha doon. Kaya natin nasabi na weak yung economy natin. No, and when dealing with security analysis, yun nga, yung term pa lang, may sinesecure ka. No, yung securities na term, napaliwanag ko na sa inyo, tas ina-analyze natin yung securities na yun. And yung securities na yun can be considered as part of financial sector. No, kaya kung hindi natin aalagaan yung total health ng financial sector, definitely we can say na ang economy ng bansa ay mahina kasi yung financial sector ay hindi maganda ang kalagayan. So, ayun naman siya. Next thing is, ayan, may additional pa pala na concepts. In order for an economy to remain stable, it needs to have a healthy financial sector. This sector advances loans for businesses so they can expand, grants mortgages to homeowners, and issues insurances policies to protect people, companies, and their assets. It also helps build up savings for retirement and employs millions of people. So, ayun, na-discuss naman na natin yun kanina. Nabanggit ko naman yung kahalagahan ng insurance. Nabanggit ko naman na, ayun nga, sa banking, nag-o-offer sila ng loans para dun sa mga taong nangangailangan. Ayan, nabanggit ko rin yung housing loan. Sabi dyan, grants, mortgages to homeowners. So, once again, those three major financial sector, they have different roles, yet they have the similarities na makakatulong sa ekonomiya natin, makakatulong sa buhay natin bilang mga individual na ayusin yung takbo ng pera natin. So, yun yung reason ba't sila nag-exist in the first place. Ayan, may questions po so far. My gosh, slide 8 pa lang ako. Ayan, pero nagigets po, you can react heart or thumbs up if nagigets naman po yung discussion natin. Ayan, baka sabihan nyo ako, baka nagra-rap na ako ha. Kasi wala akong kausap dito, wala akong ibang naririnig dito. Ako lang nasa opisina. Ayan, mukhang okay naman kayo. Ayan, so second subtopic sa discussion natin ngayon sa Unit 5 is about types of capital markets. No, so, mga anak yun dito, hindi ko na masyadong i-emphasize ng husto, no? Iisa-isahin ko na lang, ibibigay ko na lang sa inyo yung mga brief descriptions between the differences of these types. And some of these, naku, alam nyo na, no? Narinig nyo na siguro yung term na yan, forex market, derivatives market, teacher nyo si Ma'am Leila, nababanggit yung mga term na yan, money market, stock market, I'm sure na narinig nyo na yung mga definition na yan. Pero yun, syempre, hapyawan pa rin natin, no, kasi, once again, in this part, no, ito ay importanteng pag-aralan dahil ito ay parte kung paano nagagamit yung pera natin sa maayos na paraan. No, so, umpisahan natin, money markets. A type of financial market for lending or borrowing short-term loans within a maturity of less than 1 year. Usual players are corporate banks and financial institutions as a huge amount of money is involved. No, so, money markets, familiar kayo dun sa mga lending apps, One Hand, ano pa ba, Tala, yan, yun yung mga klase ng mga financial institution that could offer loans na maikli lang or short term lang yung what do you call this? Paying scheme, yung pagbabayad. No, kasi usually yung mga loans na mahaba, like 3 to 5 years, 10 years to pay, ayan, ibang agency na yon. Ayan, si GCash pala. Yes, si GCash, si Maya, ayan, nag-o-offer sila ng mga short-term loans. Yun, we can consider them as money markets. Kasi nag-o-offer sila ng loans na in less than a year or less than a year ay magmamature na yung utang. So, sa bangko din naman, we can consider bank as money market. Pwede rin natin siyang i-consider na more than a money market kasi may mga offerings ang bangko na 2 years to pay, may offerings ang bangko na 5 years to pay, yung mga long-term loans. Yan. So, pag mga short term na less than a year, ang tawag po dun ay money markets. Next is stock market. O, Diyos ko, gasgas na to, ano. Refers to public market that exists for issuing, buying, and selling stocks that trade on a stock exchange or over the counter. Stocks, also known as equities, represent fractional ownership in a company, and the stock market is a place where investors can buy and sell ownership of such investable assets. No, so, sa atin, sa stock market, merong nagre-regulate niyan. Ano pong tawag doon sa agency na nagre-regulate ng stocks? Nabanggit ko yan sa inyo dati. Nagpapalista yung mga kumpanya doon. No? Na sila lang po yung legit. Ayun, SEC. Thank you, Joy. Na sila lang po yung mga legit na dapat nagbebenta ng stocks kasi sila lang po yung nagpasa ng requirements sa Security Exchange and Commission. So, ayun. Sa stock market, po pwedeng mga page mismo ng mga kumpanya na nagbebenta ng stocks. Pwede namang may isang website na bisitahin para bumili ng mga stocks. Tapos nakikita natin kung sino-sinong kumpanya yung nag-o-offer. So, ayun. Basta, as long as gumagamit tayo ng application, gumagamit tayo ng website, or ginagamit natin as reference ang Security Exchange and Commission list ng mga allowed na companies na magbenta ng stocks, they all belong to stock market. Yan. Next is derivatives market. A type of financial market which deals with trading of futures, options, forward contracts, and swaps. They can be dealt through over-the-counter or in exchange-traded derivatives. Derivatives derive their value from the underlying assets and are used to manage financial risk due to price changes. So, yan, commonly sa derivatives market, ang binebenta naman ay yung mga futures, option contract, yan, yun yung mga sinasabi nating mga agreements, documentation, or papers na kung saan ay sigurado tayo na yung pera natin ay kikita. No? Usually kasi ang mga tao na bumibili talaga ng options, ng futures, yun yung mga taong takot mag-take ng risk. Kasi, ang reason kung bakit ka bumibili ng mga ganong klaseng investment is you wanted to reassure yourself that the money that you invest will gain something or will grow. No, kaya, okay, hindi ko kukunin itong 100,000 ko. Sige, invest ko sa inyo for 5 years. Just make sure na in 5 years, whatever the shares or the amount of shares, may gains pa rin ako kahit 10,000 pesos. Di ba naalala nyo, in example ko yun na parang, kung ano yung presyo ng shares plus 100,000, ayun yung sa futures. Hindi ko sana kayo na pag-explain, na pagturuan ko nung mga na yun, examples na yun. Na kung kunwari, bumili siya ng shares, no, 30,000, tapos, plus 10,000 after 5 years. Na yung 30 shares na binili niya, 30,000 ang amount, kasi 300 ang presyo ng share, per share. Tapos, pagdating ng 5 years, naging 500 pesos na. So, 500 times 30. So, yung 30,000 niya, mas lumaki. Tapos, plus 10,000 pa. No? Kasi, yun nga, commonly, yung mga tao na na-engage sa futures, yun yung mga takot mag-take ng risk. Financial risk. Yan naman yung sinasabi kong risk. Baka isipin nyo, kami rin ma'am, takot kami mag-take ng risk. O same lang. Pare-pareho tayong lahat. Ayan. Next is, ayun mga anak, iba-iba yung iba-iba yung nature ng mga types of capital markets natin. No, kanina doon sa money market, utangan. Stock market, bilihan ng stocks. Dito naman sa derivatives market, bilihan ng mga future contracts, forward contracts. No, so, iba-iba yung nature niya. Ayan, next is commodities market. O, commodities. Ayan ay ating mga ginagamit or nakukonsume ng tao. Ayan, sabi dyan, where traders and investors buy and sell natural resources or commodities such as corn, rice, oil, meat, and gold. A specific market is created for such resources because their price is unpredictable. So, alam nyo naman na some of the things na nabanggit dito sa commodities market ay considered din as investment. Rather, investment. Like for example, yung gold. Diba, alam niyo naman yung idea ng gold. Napakamahal ng gold ngayon. As in. I was a collector last year, 2023. No, I started collecting my own gold jewelries. Nung mga taon na yun, afford ko pa. My gosh, this year, hindi na talaga ako makabili kahit isa. Hindi ko na siya madagdagan. Kaya sobrang mahal na. Because we can never tell, no, kung kailan magpa-price hike or rather kailan bababa yung presyo ng ginto. Kasi nga, well, alam nyo naman na ang ginto talaga ay mahirap talagang kuhanin, kaya yung presyo niya talaga hindi bumababa. Comparing nung 2023 na ang bili ko yata ay 4,400 per gram, ngayon 6,400 per gram na. So, kung ipapacheck ko yung nabili ko last time na parang 4 grams, kung nabili ko lang siya before ng mga around less than 20,000, baka ngayon mga nasa 27,000 na yung appraisal amount niya or less than 30. No, comparing sa pagkakabili ko na kulang 20, kaya ko na siyang ibenta ngayon na kulang 30 sa taas ng presyo ng ginto. Pero syempre hindi natin bebenta para yun sa, alam nyo na, panggamot ni ma'am siya kapag wala na siyang pera, kukulong lang natin sa malamig na lugar. May nakulong na nga yata ako tama, may nakulong na ako. Sa 8, parang 5 na lang yung nasa akin. 3 na yung nakakulong. Sana nagigets niyo ako kung ano yung kulungan na sinasabi ko. At least di binenta, kinulong lang. Di ba, nagigipit din tayo. Social climber tayo eh. Punta akong Taiwan, wala akong pera. Okay, magkulong muna tayo ng mga kagintuan. Yan. See? Doon pa lang sa part na yun, it create wealth. 'Di ba, guys? It create wealth. Additional wealth. Wealth ko naman yun eh. Akin naman yung gold na yun eh. Kailangan ko ng additional wealth in terms of money, cash. Sasanla ko muna. Mababawi ko pa naman yun eh. 'Di ba? So, parang ganun siya. It create more wealth. No? Inilagay ko lang sa konteksto ng real life. Ayan. Another thing, yung crudo, yung oil. Diba, alam nyo naman, Diyos ko, tayo sa Pilipinas, lalo na yung mga may motor dyan, siguro ng mga 4th year or grade 10 pa lang kayo, ang presyo lang ng gasolina, 50, 40 nga lang yata, ang 1 litro. Ngayon yata, kulang 60 na. Tama ba ako? Hindi kasi ako nagmomotor eh. I mean, hindi ko alam talaga specifically yung amount ng 1 liter of gas. Pero parang dati, 35 pesos, 40 pesos, ngayon, 59 na. Kahit sabi mong bulok-bulok yung gasolinahan, ang mahal-mahal ng presyo ng gas. No, because, yung gas, kinoconsider din natin siya as investment. Kasi hindi naman nga lahat ay afford bumili ng mga, like, toneladang mga gas, yung, like, madaming amounts. No, so, yun naman yung commodities market. Tapos, minsan, may ganun ba? Oh my gosh, umaandar ba yung motor pag ganun? Pag nahaluan ng tubig? Boys, may idea ba kayo? Totoo, napakawalang hiya naman nung hinahaluan ng tubig. Oo, di ba nakakasira ng makina ng motor yun pag ganun? Diyos ko. Pero yun, ngayon ko lang narinig yun. Kawawa naman yung may natubigan pa yung gasolina. Kasi meron nga naman nabibiling gasolina nakabote-bote, di ba? Parang mas mura yata sa bote-bote. Baka yung bote-bote kaya mura kasi may tubig-tubig naman pala. Diyos ko naman. Pero yun, nakakaano naman yun. Nakaka-offend naman yun. Nagpugak-pugak ka, kakapagas mo lang. Yung pala, yung tubig pala yung laman at hindi naman pala gasolina. Ayan. Anyways, ayun na yung mga ano lang naman. Real life scenarios, no? Akala nakamura, mapapamura pala. Real life scenarios na marerelate lang naman natin dito sa subject. Ayan. So, ito na, yung last types of capital market. This is the 5th and 6th type. Yung forex market, Diyos ko, hindi ko na yun i-emphasize. Alam nyo na siguro yan, mga anak, ano. Forex market facilitates the trading of currencies. Pagpapalitan ng iba't ibang currencies around the world. Forex market po ang nag-handle nun. And then sa spot market, refers to the place where financial instruments are traded for cash for immediate delivery. Assets traded in the spot market includes commodities, currencies, and securities. So, ito naman, yung spot market, pwede nating i-consider dito yung mga, M. Lewillier, Cebuana, yan, yung place where financial instruments are traded for cash. O, pwedeng wala ka ng pera, may dala kang cellphone, tapos sinangla mo, pera na siya right away. Ayan, okay, sinabi, cash for immediate delivery. O kaya naman, kung ilalagay naman natin sa konteksto ng futures, options, ayan, may mga spot market na right away. Na, pare, nakita nila dun sa agreement na ang presyo pala ng binayaran mo ay 100,000. Kailangan mo na ng pera. Sabi dun, mawi-withdraw mo pa yung pera mo after 5 years. Pero kailangan mo na ng cash. So, may mga spot market na nagsasabi na, okay, we will buy that specific future contract. Alam po namin ang binayaran nyo ay 100,000. Bibili na lang po namin siya ng 80,000. Pero bilang consumer, kakagatin mo yun, di ba? When you are in time of need, kahit nasabihin mo talo ka ng 20,000, kakagatin mo siya because you need it. So, may mga ganong klase ng markets. So, ang tawag naman dun ay spot market. Ayan. So, sa types of capital markets, we have 6. Those are money markets, stock markets, derivatives market, commodities market, forex market, and spot market. Ayan. Nagigets po, guys? It's been a long 40 minutes of discussion. Ayan, down to the last part ng ating discussion, the purpose of capital markets. We already tackled some of the purpose earlier dun sa first part ng ating discussion. But in this case, to be specific, sa purpose of capital markets, we have, if I'm not mistaken, 5: facilitate, provide, enable, foster economic growth. 4 lang pala, sorry. Ayan, sa purpose of capital market, we have 4 purposes. No, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang reason, in the first place, kung bakit nag-e-exist ang capital market ay iba-iba. Maraming rason. Una sa rason kung bakit nag-exist si capital market is to first facilitate efficient allocation of capital. Para kanina ko pa siya na-emphasize, we create more wealth. No, sabi dito, capital market play a crucial role in allocating capital efficiently by matching investors who have excess funds with borrowers who need capital for investment or expansion. This allows investment capital to flow to projects and companies that have higher growth potential and generate economic growth. No, so ayun, it will be easy, for businesses to expand because there are ways on how they will raise their fundings through selling shares or through selling stocks na inaalaw ang pagbebenta dahil nag-exist in the first place si capital market. So, ayun, it facilitates efficient allocation of capital. Second purpose is it provides a platform for companies to raise capital. So, ayun, parang same thought lang siya, it provides a platform. Binibigyan natin ng pagkakataon yung mga kumpanya na sila ay makapag-create ng additional fundings para sa kanilang companies because in capital markets, we allow the businesses to sell or buy some shares and stocks that they have. So, sabi dito, capital markets serve as a source of long-term financing for companies. By issuing stocks or bonds, companies can raise funds for various purposes such as research and development, acquisition, infrastructure development, and working capital. This helps companies fuel their growth and expand their operation. So, yun. Second purpose of capital market. Third is, dito na tayo pumapasok. It enables investment opportunities for individuals. So, sabi dito, capital markets enable individuals to invest their savings in various financial instruments, such as stocks and bonds, and participate in the potential returns generated by companies or projects. By investing in capital markets, individuals can diversify their portfolios, accumulate wealth, and secure their financial future. So, ayun, sa dami ng klase, sa 6 na types of capital markets, all of those types, sa 6 na yun, meron pa pwedeng pag-investa ng tao. Pwede kang mag-invest sa money market. Maging source of fundings, dun sa mga lending company para may mapautang sila. Kasi baka nag-iisip kayo, so tingin nyo bakit ganun kadali para kay one hand magpautang sa tao na sinasabi nila, in span of 5 minutes, maa-approve ka pag nangutang ka ng 5,000. Di ba parang iisipin mo, saan galing yung pera ni one hand? Ba't ang dami nilang pera? Sa likod nun, mga anak, meron kasing mga individuals na nag-i-invest ng kanilang pera. Siyempre, in return, may interest. Actually, dun nga sa mga lending apps na yun, ang lalaki talaga ng tubo. Nakwento lang naman nila, kasi ang utang ko kasi ay credit card Pero parang, may G-loan ako, yun pala. 4% sa GCash. It's not healthy, kapag uutang ka. Lalo kayong mga estudyante, huwag nyo munang ugaliin mangutang. Malakas loob namin mangutang kasi may pambayad kami. May sweldo kami kinsenas katapusan. Kayo, allowance pa, So, hanggat maaari sana hindi kayo naka-accumulate ng credits or debts. Utang. Pero ayun, once again, capital market allows individuals to have investment, opportunities in investment because maraming ang types ng capital market na pwedeng ma-engage yung mga individuals. Meron pa yung loan, grabe monthly ang interest, almost 4%. Yun nga, ang lalaki nga ng investment, ang lala talaga ng interest nila. Daig pa nila bangko. Oo, pati GCash. Grabe, daig pa bangko. Actually, nag-shift ako sa Maya. I'm currently using Maya. Mas efficient for me. Gamitin ang Maya. Siguro, meron sa inyong gumagamit din nun. Pero, ako, ayun. Ayoko na ma-engage sa mga sa credit. But, ayun, Maya, like, pag naglo-load, di ba sa GCash parang may convenience fee yung load? Pag nag-load ka ng 99, 102 yung babayaran mo or 101. Sa Maya, wala. If maglo-load ka ng 99 pesos talaga ikakaltas nila. Ayan. Sabi pa dito ng classmate niya, napaka-successful ng One kahit malaki ang compliance risk. Kasi sila ang partner ng mga Shopee, Lazada. Totoo. Totoo yun. Tama ka dyan, Ian. Oh, they are well known because they are also partners with those well-established online retail shops. Totoo. Grabe naman. Iyaan nyo na. Ano na yan? Kultura na yan sa Pilipinas. Pag umutang, katakbuhan mo. Lalo na kung sa cellphone ka lang umutang. Parang naging common, na yan. Ginawa ng personality ng mga Pilipino yan. Umutang tayo, tapos magpalit tayo ng SIM. Naririnig ko lang naman sa kanila, hindi ko yung ginagawa. Hindi ako nagpapalit ng SIM card. Shopee Pay never. Tapon, diba? Sabi ko sa'yo, ganun yung mga atakihan nila eh. Parang, utang tayo 10,000, tapos baligin natin yung SIM card. Well, wala na nga namang hahabulin. Pero syempre, credit history itself ng tao, pumapangit. Kasi may ID yun. Harap at likod pa. Diba? Commonly, ganun yung kinukuha, diba? Kapag ka umuutang, harap at likod, may pirma mo pa, saka nagtrabaho, magkano. Yun naman yun eh. Ganun din siguro sa mga yun. Kasi sa bangko, ganun. Kapag nag-loan ka or sa co-op, pag nag-loan ka, kuha ID mo, magkano sweldo mo, para matansya kung hanggang saan ka pa uutangin, hanggang magkano. Ayun. Yung credit history and credit score, ang pumapangit talaga kapag pag bad ang credit. Yun nga, yung pagbabayad mo dun sa mga utang na meron ka. Ayan. So, going back sa discussion, last purpose, it foster economic growth and development. So, among all of the things that we discussed, among all of the things that we talked about earlier, kung bakit importante yung capital market, para sa yung capital market, at ano-ano yung pinagkaiba-iba ng klase ng capital market, isa sa pinaka-importanting purpose nito is yun, it helps the economy, it helps the nation itself to succeed, because the main reason why capital market exists in the first place is we wanted to raise fundings, we wanted to raise money, and by raising money we could help a lot of government agencies, we could help businesses, and balikan lang natin yung discussion natin sa basic microeconomics before. All of the parts of the economy, the people, the community, the government, the business, they have different roles. Lahat sila may kanya-kanyang role sa buhay or sa magiging takbo ng ganda ng ekonomiya ng bansa, 'di ba? Roles of the business, naalala nyo pa 'yon? Roles of government, roles of household. Na-discuss ko yan sa inyo sa basic microeconomics. So, lahat ng mga bagay na yun, iba-iba ang larangan na kinatatayuan ng tao, ng komunidad, ng negosyo at ng gobyerno para sa ikakaganda ng buong bansa. And when we talk about capital market, since we are dealing with investments, through investing sa mga existing businesses, through buying shares and stocks sa mga existing corporation, through buying treasury bonds, and future contracts sa government agency, yung mga bagay na yun na ginagawa ng mga taong may sobrang pera ay malaking parte para sa ikakaganda at ikauunlad ng bansa natin. Kasi we are creating wealth, we are making additional fundings for those who are really in need. Yan, sabi nga dyan, efficient capital markets attract domestic and foreign investment, leading to increased economic activity. So, yun, among all of those things na diniscuss natin, yun naman talaga yung pinakapunto, dalawang bagay. If this capital market could really help us, individuals, and if this capital market could really help the economy itself. And to answer it, it could definitely help us. Tayong lahat, no, pwede yung maging paraan para kumita tayo at pwede rin siyang makatulong talaga sa ikagaganda ng ekonomiya natin, no, through raising funds in different ways na diniscuss natin earlier. Ayan, so yun lang naman yung content ng discussion natin. No, we first talked about a comprehensive meaning of capital market. Na-discuss natin yan. And then, na-discuss din natin yung different major sectors of financial market, which is banking, securities and futures, and then yung insurance, yung importance of different types of capital markets, which is in 6, money market, stock market, derivatives market, yan, etc. And then, yung fourth one is the importance or purpose of capital market in the economy. Sorry, capital market to, hindi financial market. Ayan. So, nagigets po everyone? Do you have questions, clarification, things that you wanted to share sa discussion natin?